Stop him. Armed terrorist and let him escape. That's what Karen screamed, voice high and cracked like a teapot boiling over, while leading a full-blown HOA task force onto my land like I was some backwoods warlord. Sirens blaring, lights flashing, boots pounding down the gravel drive my grandfather laid by hand. They stormed in like it was a federal sting. And me. I was on my porch sipping black coffee, barefoot, watching this circus roll in with my hunting dogs looking more confused than threatened. They pointed weapons. Made me lie face down in the dirt I'd walked since I was a boy. That's when I realized this wasn't about safety, it wasn't about law. It was about power. And Karen Whitmore, self-proclaimed president of the Meadowbrook Estates HOA, was drunk on it. Now, let me back up a sec. Karen moved into our rural patch just 8 months before all this. City slicker turned country queen, she took one look at our livestock, barbed wire fences, an old-school way of doing things, and decided we needed fixing. First came the complaints: trash cans visible from the road, unauthorized outbuildings, even the aggressive tone of my wind chimes. Then, out of nowhere, she handed me a document she claimed was a county-issued emergency wildlife order complete with a phony seal and a signature from a clerk who'd retired 6 months earlier. She wanted my guns. Specifically, my grandfather's Winchester Model 1894, the one with our family initials carved into the stock, the one that had never left this land. She recited the serial number like she'd been memorizing my inventory. Knew where I kept my ammo, even my cleaning kit. That's not paperwork. That's surveillance. You don't get that kind of detail without sneaking around someone's home. Or worse. Her security team, 2 guys with utility belts and no real authority, and a deputy who wouldn't look me in the eye, watched as she confiscated my rifles like she was collecting evidence. Except there was no crime. Just a made-up, wild boar crisis that only existed in her fabricated reports. Wildlife. Sure. We've always had coyotes, deer, the occasional bear sniffing around the compost. But not the kind of horror show she painted. No rabid parks, no man-eating boars. Just Karen's imagination and a plan. Because here's what really made the hairs stand up on my neck. The next morning, after my guns were gone, something the size of an ATV tore through her prized front lawn, busted right through her $12,000 living room window, and made itself cozy on her leather sectional like it owned the place. Yeah, wild boar. And yeah, I saw it coming. See, she didn't just lie. She planted bait protein-rich feed in a pattern designed to lure boars into the heart of our community. I found it after walking my property line, after spotting fresh tire tracks and footprints that weren't mine. Trail cams I set up caught her in the arc night vision goggles, military-grade gear, sneaking through the woods with the precision of someone who wasn't just playing pretend. She wasn't reacting to a wildlife threat. She was creating one. I called my buddy Tommy Deputy Martinez now. We've known each other since we were knee-high, hunted these woods together. He met me at Murphy's Diner, eyes bloodshot, stirring coffee like he was mixing regret with caffeine. Jack, he said, those reports Karen filed. Every last one is fake. Fabricated incidents, made-up witnesses, made to scare folks into giving up their land. And that's when the whole picture came into focus. 5 families, all pressured to give up firearms. All bordering land earmarked for something called the Meadowbrook Luxury Resort and Spa. Not a coincidence. Karen wasn't acting alone, she was part of a real estate scheme bigger than our entire county. Marcus Webb Development had already gobbled up 2,000 acres across 3 other communities, using the same script: create panic, disable resistance, buy cheap. But here's the twist. She got sloppy. Or maybe just arrogant. Granny Rose, God bless that woman, had been tracking every land sale, every insurance claim, and every HOA document for fun. Turns out, Karen's HOA never even got legal approval. The application was denied for lack of member participation, but she went ahead anyway. She was a fake president enforcing fake laws on real people. Worse yet, Marcus Webb Development had already been paying taxes on land they didn't own, including mine, confident they'd get it. That's not ambition. That's premeditation. So I made a plan. Call it poetic justice. I stopped pushing the ball away and started guiding them carefully, subtly, just enough bait to nudge their path straight into Karen's HOA paradise. Within days, her pristine neighborhood turned into a wildlife riot. Her rose garden. A mud wallow. Her deck. Trampled. Her furniture. Claimed by the alpha male boar, who apparently appreciated Italian leather. I set up a town meeting, invited every landowner, every commissioner, even Tommy in uniform. Played footage from Karen's own cameras, still broadcasting from the units she forgot to shut down. The room went silent as they watched her flee her own home, armed with a broom and nothing else. Then Tommy stood up, voice calm but clear, and said what everyone needed to hear: Meadowbrook HOA never existed. The gun seizures. Illegal. The wildlife reports. Fraud. The people. Furious. And just when things hit peak chaos, in what says Councilman Pierce with a security team like he's starring in some bad legal drama. Declares the meeting illegal, says I'm under arrest for domestic terrorism. You could have heard a pin drop. Then Tommy draws the ace. A warrant. For Karen. Fraud, impersonation, conspiracy. And he turns to Pierce and says, I've got questions for you, too. The security team backs off. Nobody wants to wrestle a room full of pissed-off landowners. And wouldn't you know it, the alpha boar picks that exact moment to climb into Pierce's car. Ain't that something? In the end, Karen sued me for $3 million. Said I orchestrated the destruction of her property. But thanks to the evidence, federal investigators, and the media frenzy that followed, her lawsuit did exactly what I needed. It exposed everything. FBI got involved. They traced the fraud across 7 states, 127 families displaced, $50 million in illegal profits. Marcus Webb got arrested trying to flee the country. Pierce resigned before he was indicted. Karen. She's facing 25 years, living above a tire shop, probably wishing she never heard the word boar. And me. I bought her house in the bankruptcy auction. Turned it into a wildlife sanctuary and education center. Her leather couch. Still there. Alpha boar loves it. Folks drive in from all over just to take a photo. Look, I didn't start this war. I just finished it with truth, timing, and the kind of patience only a rancher's got. Karen weaponized nature. And nature turned on her. Simple as that. Now tell me, do you think justice was served? Was I wrong to use her own tactics against her? Or was it the only way to protect a way of life these folks thought they could erase? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about power, community, and what happens when the land bites back.